channel. My name is Titilayo. If you are not new here, you would know that one of the things that I'm going to be talking about on my channel is about my faith. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe, like, share. If you enjoyed the video, of course, you should. So, like I said, one of the things I mentioned on my channel at my introduction video was that I would like to talk about my faith, and in that I am saying I want to share some experiences and just talk about some things that I feel led to share and talk about. If I'm not led, there is no way I'm going to talk about or share something. Today, like you would have seen on the title, I am talking about know who you are and whose you are. This topic had been on my mind for a very long time, and I just got around to shooting a video about it and decided to share this with people all over the world, wherever this video would get to. Now, when we are saying know who you are and whose you are, I know most people would know that that means your identity, right? And if you're a Christian or even non-Christian, some of us know this song by Zena, just says, I know who I am, I know who God says I am. So I want to share some experiences of how I've experienced that line, knowing who you are and whose you are. As an individual, whether or not you're a Christian now, it is very important to know who you are. You need to find yourself, find what you believe in, find what you stand for, find what you think, I agree with this or I don't agree with this, so that it's not easy for any one of people to change your mind on things, on who you are and who you know you can become in future as well. It's not just about present, it's also about future. And whose you are is whose child you are. I'm a Yoruba girl. Well, some people would not believe that I'm a Yoruba girl, but both my parents are Yoruba. Yeah. Now, there is this Yoruba saying, I don't actually know if it's a proverb, but the Yoruba saying is Rántí ọmọ ẹni tí ìwọ ń ṣe. That means remember the child of whom you are. Yes, there is a part to remember. These are my parents. These are the kind of parents I have. These are what my parents stand for. But also when you think about it as a child of God, I'm a child of God. This is my God. This is what my God says about me. These are the promises that my God has said to me. These are the things that my God has revealed to me. Therefore, whatever anyone says or whatever anyone thinks, it might not be true if they're saying the wrong thing than what I know that my God has told me, about myself, about my future. I have had experiences of colleagues and even family members, relatives. I've said some things that I'm like, this has come out from your mouth. Let me just hear you feel. Someone once said to me, this is a very long time ago, I said to him and some other people that I'm going to the UK to study for my master's. And he said to me, why do you actually have to go physically there? Why can't you do online? Why can't you do it online? Don't they do online master's courses? You know, at the time I didn't think too much about it, but as I'm growing in my faith and in my journey with God, and I begin to study more and learn more, I begin to remember some things that I should have paid attention to. But yeah, so he said that to me, and yes, definitely I ignored him, and I did go physically to attend my master's. When someone tells you some things, I think it's very important not to be discouraged, not to take so many things that people say to heart, because another thing is sometimes the devil uses some people. The devil uses some people to say some things and they don't know. Sometimes these people don't actually know that they are being used by the devil, which is why it's very important to pray, Lord, help me not to be used by the devil. Help me not to give the devil a chance for myself to be a vessel used by the devil. I think I should mention here that when I say it's important to pray that the devil would not use you, pray that prayer that God, do not let me release myself as a vessel for the devil to be used. I mean, in a case where you are being told you cannot do this, you don't have the capacity to do this, it shouldn't come from you. You shouldn't let yourself say that to someone else, because you do not know whether or not the person has been led by God to do these things, and God has already told the person, yes, go ahead, my son, my daughter, to do this, because I am giving you the capacity. I'm going to give you all the resources you need. Let that person be the one to say, I want some time to stop doing this, or I want to just stay back for some time, or I don't want to do this at the moment. But don't be the one to say, you cannot do something, you cannot do this and this. Words like, you will not make it, you won't be able to achieve things like this and that. To me, that's a very negative statement, and I think that is the enemy using some people to say something like that. Because if you're positive, yes, you can say, are you sure you can do this? Okay, I'll support you. Or God is your strength to be able to do this. If you think you can do this, or just take it easy. Try not to do more than you're capable of doing. Not just to say you cannot do this, you have no knowledge about this. Because I've learned as well not to discourage anyone from doing things that I know, especially that you said they are led by God. It's between God and the person. So if the person believes that God has led him or her to do this, just let God be the one to tell the person to when it's a pause, because God knows how to relate with the man or his daughter, his child that he has given instructions to. And don't allow yourself to be used by devil or the enemy to put someone down and discourage someone and say you do not have the capacity or the knowledge to do this thing. Another relative had said something like this to me. So in line of coming to the UK, he said something like, people that go there, they don't really make it. You know, you want to try and not say some things to some people out loud so that they don't look at you somehow, especially in Africa where my homeland is. I went back and I was like, this came out from this person's mouth. He said, people that go there, they don't prosper. They come back and some of them even come back and their life is, rubbish. Yes, these things happen to some people, but when you are led, when you know this is where I need to go to, this, I'm so sure of myself, you don't let that discourage you. This is why it's very important to know who you are, whose you are, and be led to do something, led to go somewhere, be led to move to any location or place or work or job. You have to be led, and you have to be strong, be courageous, because there are so many things, so many people that would want to discourage you, that can try to discourage you. The devil is not tired. He's never tired, and if he tries one way, he will always want to try another way if one way doesn't work. So apart from knowing who you are and whose you are, it's very important to keep praying. I have taken prayers so seriously in my life recently that prayer has revealed so many things to me. And there is also a Bible verse, Matthew chapter 10 verse 36, NIV. I love NIV so much, I don't know why. That says, a man's enemy will be those of his own household. Now, most times when we think about it, or generally, the first thing that comes to your mind is my family, my own home. But I had another thought to this, and I believe it's Holy Spirit revealing it in a different way to me. It doesn't have to be just your family. It could come from anywhere. A group of people where you dwell in, where you stay a lot of times in. It could be in a workplace, amongst people within the same company. It could even be church, self. Yes, church. Nigerian church, African church, UK church, whatever sort of church. It could be there. This happened. Someone says to you that it's not going to work. At first you might go back, especially if it's something that you think, but I know how to do this. And someone says to you, it won't work for you to do this and this. You might go back and just think or sulk sometimes and think about it yourself and say, maybe I don't actually know how to do this. Maybe I don't have the knowledge. Maybe I don't know how to do this. But that's the enemy. That's the enemy trying to stop you from believing in what you know you can do, what you know you are capable of doing. Like I said before, sometimes the people that say these things, they don't actually know that it's the enemy that is using them to say some things. That is why when you pray that, Lord, reveal things that I need to hear or things that I need to see. You know, when you hear those things from people or someone, anyone, don't dwell on it for too long, because the enemy would want to try to stop you from believing, from having faith, and from knowing who you are and whose you are. You spend a lot of time praying, God will begin to reveal some things. God will make you hear some things. God will make you see some things. That's why it's very important not to joke with prayer. And some words from men or women of God as well that you trust and you believe that said this word to you. Pay attention to them, pay attention to their words, because when things begin to happen or they reveal themselves to you, you should know that it is as a result of prayer. And like I said, yes, sometimes some people don't know that they've said some things or some words have come out of their mouth because it's the enemy that has used them. But God needed you to hear those words, or God needed those things to be said so that you can hear them, and then you know what steps next to take. This is why you must be sensitive. Someone might be thinking, lady, you have trust issues. No, I don't have trust issues. I have discretion. My antennas are like this, going round. I just pray that Christians would be very sensitive. Children of God, we need to be very sensitive. These days, things are happening. You're hearing things, you're saying things. Let your antenna be working very well. Anywhere you find yourself, company, church, you don't know what everyone is carrying in church. We all see each other and you wave and you smile, you dance. When they go back home, you don't know what they do in the closet. So, be sensitive. I'm not saying we shouldn't do things together. Church, be one, have a good time, praise God together, do things together. I have said the importance of doing corporate prayer and all, but you've got to know God for yourself. You have got to know who you are, whose you are, and believe in it. And speaking of some people that they envy people and they envy why they are making it or progressing, or why is this happening to them, and begin to backbite or gossip about them. I love something that one of the people I follow, a woman of God that I follow and I'm really connected to her ministry now, said is, instead of envying other people, pray for them, or pray for the grace that is upon their life. Sow into their life. When you begin to pray for them and sow into their life, or pray for the grace upon their life, find out what they are doing, if possible, the envy begins to disappear, or you begin to try and see what you can do to make things better for yourself as well. So these are just few experiences that I wanted to share and talk about, and just let us know, especially as Christians, to know who you are and whose you are. Be grounded, be courageous, and don't give up. Thank you for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye.